Hello, YouTube. I am Lachey. Happy Monday. I'm here to go over one of my videos, clips that I was supposed to do on Friday and wasn't able to because I wasn't feeling well. And then Saturday I tried to do the video and it just wasn't working out. Batteries was acting up and the energy just wasn't right and a whole lot of mess was stirred up. But anyway, we didn't know where and what was going on. But the thing I'm learning now, if you're trying to do something positive, you need to make sure your whole entire surrounding is positive. Because it don't take much for a negative action to happen and throw your whole day off. And believe me, it don't take much for that to happen. So we need to really keep that in mind because it don't take much for that to happen. So anyway, we're doing 2 video clips today. You will see 4 videos. You already know I do 2 for the deaf community. And you know I do 2 for the hearing. And you know, I always do 1, whatever the topic it is, there's always 1 for them and 1 for you. So, like I said, you have your option. If you prefer, you know sign language, you're more than welcome to watch that one. If you like this one, you're comfortable hearing my voice, whatever, you are free and will to choose which one you prefer to watch. I leave that alone. You know, I tell people nothing to do. Friday's topic was on inner peace. Today's topic is going to be on letting go. And by the way, this week is all about spiritual self-guide to help yourself improve and grow in the Spirit of God. And the more that we can learn a tool setting in many different areas, we're going to feel really good about growing and moving on in this life. And believe me, you're going to want to hear, especially the letting go on that one. I'm going to explain a lot of things on that. And hope you guys are ready to hear them, as I say. Anyway, the inner peace is on it's actually on Romans 8, chapter 6. And I will read that once I say a prayer. Let's say a prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, as we forgiveth our debt, as we forgiveth our debtors. But forgive us our debts. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory is forever. Amen. God bless. May the Lord be with you all watching my video. Pray that you guys all learn something great from it. And I'm going to read the chapter of Romans 8. Romans 8, verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. In other words, allowing yourself to be in the presence of the inner peace. Turn within, be connecting with spiritual nature. Not dwelling on the past that we all know can't be changed, but to learn from it while living in the present and going into the future. In other words, you cannot live to have inner peace. That means you're dealing with your spirit. When you feel things are not going the right way, or you're thinking about your past and it gets stirred up, or something like that, You know one thing you can't change. What's done in the past, you can't change it. And that's the bottom line. So what you do is, if it's bothering you or irritating you or driving you nuts or driving up the walls or whatever, you want to sit down and close your eyes and meditate. Which, when I say meditate, so many ways to meditate. So I'm going to go over that a little bit. There's so many ways to meditate, so we need to be understanding that close your eyes and shut out everything that is in your mind. Clear your mind. Clear your mind. Because the more we clear our minds, we won't think about things. Clear your mind. And the more we clear our minds, we'll feel better about things. Some things will come naturally. But you need to give it to God. When you meditate, close your eyes. Let your mind flow. And think of nothing but positive. And believe me, you will clear your mind doing that. A lot of ways to meditate. You don't want to close your eyes. You don't feel safe in your surroundings. Then water. Places where water is. If not water, nature. The trees, the grass. The nature, the animals of the nature. Sometimes we have it made. We have squirrels, birds, trees, mountains. You know, we have a lot to see. I don't have the water feature unless I go to the lake, so. But still, there's a lot of ways to meditate, to clear your mind. The more we practice how to clear our mind, we can bring that inner peace in ourselves. But you got to work with that first to be able to feel your spirit. The more we understand how to use our spirit, the better we're going to feel. And I really encourage you Christians and spiritualists or people that love the spirit. Please make sure that you are doing it on a daily basis, clearing your mind. You can't really dwell on the past of a negative thing. You have to leave that behind because you can't change it. The only thing you can do is learn from it and grow. So dwelling on that is not a smart thing to do. You want to let God be with you in your spirit. I meditate in the weirdest of times. I could be in my bed. Before I get all the way out of my bed, I clear my mind. And I don't have it in here in this room, but I also have a tendency to open up a book as my journal. And I write to clear my mind. There's so many ways to clear your mind before starting your day. And you got to do what you feel will be best for you. But believe me, it's easy to put a blockage in your spirit when you're living in the past. You can't change what happened in the past. All you can do is set and move on. Because the more we practice doing that, we will help the inner peace of our heart and souls. And we got to learn how to do that. Some people are not really good at doing that, but you got to learn how to do that. Also going to say, I'm going to use another example. Someone could have hurt your feelings. Someone could have insulted you. Someone could have just said something you didn't like. Well, the only thing you can do is know that's your past, forgive, and move on. Let's say, it's there, you go on. Because you know what? We dwelling on that, we won't move, we won't grow. But if you want peace inside your souls, you got to really let go of a lot of things. And your past is the big one. Especially if it's negative. To circulate your peace inside you, you got to allow it to be in you. You got to allow it. These things don't come overnight. But you do need to practice how to do that. I really recommend that you guys meditate. Because like I said, when I said meditating, there's nothing wrong with closing your eyes and clearing out all that negative out of your mind. Or just clearing anything that got you on a puzzle. Clear it. Think of something that's positive, that's going to bring you to peace. I right now have someone that's irritating the crap out of my entire family. I'm not letting that person make me go crazy. I said, you're not going to interfere in my peace. You're going to interfere your distraction. You're not going to interfere in me. No, no, no. I'm going to get this life to be peaceful. And I'm going to go all the way. In other words, you staying back there, I'm moving on. Yeah. And now you can stay in the past while I move on. Yeah. And believe me, I'm feeling good about it. Because it's like, why live on a negative path and dwell on it? I don't want you to take me to the ground with you. Heck no. We got to think about that. You don't want to take somebody with you down the ground. See, they can take themselves down the ground. I'm not going with you. And that's the attitude we got to remember to do. There's nothing wrong with sometimes thinking about your past to help another person go out. Because like last week I did a lot of testimony. Well, I want you to go out. I want you to hear my story. I want you to understand the concept, what goes connected to my topic. That's why I tell you past stories I've done in my life. Those stories help me better myself to be where I am today. As I already told you guys last week, you can't be a Christian or a spiritual person saying, oh, I didn't have to do nothing to get where I am today. You have to do something to get somewhere. There ain't no such thing as not growing. I don't like when people assume that they can just jump the clouds. You gotta really develop. You gotta really grow. You gotta go through something in this entire life to get to the top. That's the same way with a job. That's the same way with children growing up. The same way with a lot of things. You got to go to you got to start with it. You got to go on step A before you can go to Z. You can't go to Z first, think you're going to go, that don't even make no sense. No one can do that. I'm going to use another story. There are Christians that want to know, and spiritually, wants to be so where we are at. Those are already at that level. Like for instance, I can tell you more scriptures in this Bible than most people can tell me that been living this life longer than me. But you know the reason why I know my Bible and these other people don't? Because you're not moving one thing out of your way. And that's scribe. If you are not making room to grow, you're not going to grow. I don't know my Bible just to know it. I know it because I use it. I try to emphasize it, like, does it relate to me? Does it help me? Does it get me where I need to go? Let's use Matthew's 6, verse 9 to 13. I learned that prayer, so if anything was to happen, I could start saying a prayer as fast as I know how. At least I tell myself, I'd rather I get one down, at least get one down, so that way when I'm somewhere in a bad situation, I'm going to start saying a prayer. Oh, Lord, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You know, when you start learning how to find a scripture that's going to work for you. Oh, and then another one, I'm sure everybody knows this one. Let me find it, because I got it written in my Bible. And then when somebody's starting to tell you that, oh, God don't love you, when you got a negative person that's trying to slap you down, you're going to say, well, the Bible said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Okay, now you're getting slapped back, and that's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say and what I'm getting across is, learn your stuff. Because there's going to always be another jealous spiritual Christians out there. Mad, angry. One in your stuff, one in your juice, one in your power, one in your energy, one in your level. But Christians are spirituals. Remember this. You can't be where I am until you have done something to get there. You've got to work. No one on the same level with each other. Okay, you're my partner in me. We're not on the same level. Isn't it impossible? We could be. You would like it to be that way, but, you know, you had to do a lot of things that I did. I pray constantly. I read this Bible every day. And if I ain't reading the Bible, at least I'm saying a prayer of the Bible. I'm doing a ritual at least once a week. I make sure I don't know how to do it every day because sometimes you backfire on ritual. So you got to be careful with that. But still, no one on the same level. So you can't be, oh, I want to be what she does. This is the way I know got it. And I know this woman that was at my church when I was going to church. She was a strong Christian in the church. And I felt her energy every time I passed her by. But I asked myself, why do I feel her energy? And it was because it was positive, and she was leading in the right path. Now, you got lots of people to go to church. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are living and doing as said the Lord. The Christian likes to be negative to everybody else. On the other side, saying, "Oh well, you ain't like us. We go to church every Sunday and Sunday school and blah blah blah." You know what? You need to stop saying all that, because that church thing is not the only way to grow. To get inner peace in your life and to really know God and to be strong in God, you got to really be doing some stuff. So let's get back on the lady. That Christian woman, well, I felt her in it because I knew she was true. Now, I'm sure, especially the black families, let's talk about the black family.